I'm so happy! I'm already a PR here in Canada! Yes! For today's video, I'm so excited to share with you my success story as an international student to a worker and how I became a permanent resident here in Canada. I will discuss my timeline, my mistakes, the pathway I took, my goals, and recommendations especially for the students. So please watch the video till the end, and hopefully this can inspire everyone who wants to come here and for those who are waiting for the approval of their PR. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Hit the thumbs up and hit the bell icon. I really appreciate your support. Just a friendly reminder, I am not an immigrant consultant. I am sharing this from my research and my own experience. Alright, so here is my timeline. I arrived here in Canada last August 2016 and I studied in St. Calgary on September, just few days after I arrived. I took the Engineering Design and Drafting Technology program, or the EDDT, which is a 2-year program. I took this course since this is related to my profession in the Philippines, which is a civil engineer. But you can also take different course as long as you can defend it in your SOP or the Statement of Purpose. For all the aspiring students all around the world, I do recommend for you to take a 2-year course program. Why? Because this will give you a 3-year postgraduate work permit. And 3 years is good enough already for you to become a permanent resident here in Canada. So, what if you will take your chance in just taking a 1-year course program here in Canada? So, it will only give you a 1-year postgraduate work permit, in which is in that span of 1 year you must become a permanent resident. So, what if you won't become a PR in Canada after a year? So that's gonna be a hassle, it's gonna be a risk, but I can say it's possible. Your best option is to extend for 1 more year for it to become 2 years. Or maybe look for an employer that can promise to sponsor you. There are options that you might want to consider: Express Entry, Provincial Nominee Program, or the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, or the AIPP. But you must apply right away. But I advise, plan everything first before coming here unless you don't intend to stay here in Canada or become a PR. If you're interested to know the timeline and the application on the student permit on how I came here last 2016, please check in this video. Fast forward, I finished studying in SAIT last April 2018. And this is one of my happiest moments here in Canada, because I wasn't expecting that I will make it in the honor roll. And now, for the international students, I do recommend for you to apply for the Postgraduate Work Permit or the PGWP right away once you receive your course completion from your school. Because once you applied and you receive the confirmation letter from the RCIC, you can start immediately to work. And going back to my timeline, I was able to find a job right away last May 2018, and that's even before our graduation, which was last June 2018. As for my application for the PGWP, we were able to submit it last May 2018, just before I started my work. And that is from the help from my cousin Glecerio Abayon, who is the consultant of the Abayon Immigration Services. If you want to know his contact information, you can reach him in the Abayon Immigration Services, and I will also place the link in the description below. Then I received my postgraduate work permit through mail last July 2018, which is valid for 3 years that will expire this July 2021. So in the span of 3 years, I must become a permanent resident, or else I will go home in the Philippines, or I can extend my work permit. So fast forward once again, I am working but to a different company which is a general contractor as an estimator. Since I have already 1 year work experience here in Canada, back then I was ready to apply for my PR. The pathway I took for me to become a PR is through sponsorship. Thanks to my boyfriend, who is my common law partner, who was willing to sponsor me. We submitted all of the documents last May 2019, and unfortunately, 2 months after that, we received an email from the RCIC telling us to resubmit the updated notice of assessment from my boyfriend. By the way, I will make a separate detailed video on the family sponsorship that includes the step-by-step process, documents, and fees. Then why did I choose the sponsorship program? First, it doesn't include the IELTS, and the processing time is normally 12 months. Remember, this was all before the COVID pandemic. So we resubmitted to the IRCC last August 2019, and this time they confirmed that they're about to process my application. By December 2019, I was really excited to get the news that they are already requesting for me and my son's medical. Isn't it amazing? Based from the experiences of my friends who are already permanent residents here in Canada, they said that once you receive the medical request, your PR is almost getting approved. And then, last March 2020, when the COVID pandemic hit and affected everyone. And since we're not getting any progress or update at all from the IRCC, my consultant, who is based here in Calgary, told me that we should request for the ATIP, or the Access to Information and Privacy. We requested for the ATIP last May 2020, and its purpose is to provide access for the records. And fortunately, we did not see any problem at all, so we're thinking that probably they're just taking their time, then there's this delay due to COVID, and we're just so positive that my PR will soon be approved. Not until we receive a couple of emails from the IRCC asking for an updated documents and other documents. And this time of the year, due to the pandemic, this is so frustrating. Because remember, I started applying last May 2019, and it was already December 2020, and still no PR approval yet. Few months later, last March 2021, we received an email telling that they're requesting for my son's medical once again. The IRCC requested once again since my son's medical is already expired, because this is just valid for 1 year only. They did not ask for my medical because I'm already here in Canada and my son is with my parents in the Philippines. My son had his medical exam last April 22 this year, and just after a week, we received an email from the IRCC telling me that I was able to meet the eligibility requirements to become a PR and asking to pay for the PR fee, which is 500 Canadian dollars. After paying for the PR fee, we received an email last May 6, 2021 that I should send my personal email address, because in that email address, they will send me a link on my PR portal. I received the email last May 10 telling on the PR portal in which I have to declare that I am here in Canada. I have to send my address and photo. Then after waiting for a couple of weeks, I received the email from the IRCC telling congratulations, you are now a permanent resident in Canada last May 28. I am so happy. And now for my mistakes and wrong decisions. I mentioned earlier that I recently went to another company as an estimator, which is a wrong move because I could have applied to the Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program, or the AINP, instead of the sponsorship. I could have also took the express entry, in which it's just required higher number of points for the IELTS. But I chose the sponsorship because it was just mentioned like 12 months of processing. So I'm kind of regretting it, but in a way, I'm really happy because finally I am now a PR of Canada. Last 2019, the Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program had this list that belongs to the high wage salary, in which they said that they will decrease the chance of approving the PR. And the estimator is one of the list. However, since this COVID pandemic, this program has changed already. And there are many programs that were revised and added especially for the international students. And now, as for my recommendation to all of you who are watching this video, my very first in the list is to become an international student. Yes, you have to place a lot of money, but it's all worth it. Like after I graduated, I have this amazing salary, which is almost twice the minimum. And second is through the AIPP, or the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. And this just requires a very low proof of funds, but it's really hard because you're competing all around the world. And the third option is the express entry. And my advice to that is just perfect your IELTS or get the highest points that you can in order for you to apply for the express entry right away. And now for my goals. Since I am now a PR of Canada, I am always telling to myself that take it one step at a time. So perhaps I can pursue my professional engineering license here, and maybe I can get a gold seal certification 5 years from now, even buy a car or a house, but who knows. But I am for sure to get my son very soon. Thank you for all your support, especially to my family and to my common law partner. Honey, thank you so much for sponsoring me. Special mention to my immigrant consultant here in Calgary, Canada, Miss Patricia Goas of Vermax Group. Thank you so much for all your help. Thank you for being so friendly and so accommodating to us. And because of you, I am now a PR of Canada! I'm so excited! And I just can't hide it. I'm so excited that my son will be here soon with me. That's everything for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye!